The streets are bustling with activity, merchants hawk their wares, children play, and the temple stands proud in the distance. It is an ordinary day in ancient Jerusalem, or so it seems. Little do the inhabitants know they are about to become unwitting participants in one of history's darkest chapters. For in a far-off palace, a king is consumed by a terrible paranoia, a king whose irrational fear will soon unleash unspeakable horror upon his unsuspecting city. His name, Herod the Great, the self-proclaimed king of Judea, a man whose insatiable lust for power and security would lead him to commit an atrocity so heinous it would shake the very foundations of his kingdom. Join us today as we delve into the dark heart of Herod the Great, the king who had an entire city wiped out because he was afraid of losing his crown. Herod the Great, a name synonymous with tyranny and cruelty. His story is a grim tale of unchecked ambition and the lengths to which a paranoid ruler can stoop. Born in 73 BC in the Idumean desert, Herod was not of Jewish descent. But through shrewd political maneuvering, particularly marrying a member of the Hasmonean dynasty, he ingratiated himself to the position of king. When the Roman Senate granted him the title of King of Judea in 37 BC, it was Rome's stamp of approval that truly solidified his claim to the throne. And from this point, Herod became notorious for his tendency to use brute force to secure and maintain his position of power. But it wasn't just his methods that made Herod infamous. It was also the sheer scale of his paranoia. He kept a tight grip on his kingdom, ruling with an iron fist and eliminating anyone he suspected of disloyalty. Even his own family was not safe from his murderous tendencies, a fact that would contribute significantly to the growing hatred towards him throughout his reign. Herod's paranoia reached new heights after the birth of Jesus Christ. When the three wise men arrived in Jerusalem asking for the whereabouts of the newborn king of the Jews, Herod, convinced that this was a threat to his throne, ordered the massacre of all male children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem and surrounding areas. This dark chapter, known as the Massacre of the Innocents, is one of the most disturbing episodes in history and serves as a grim reminder of the depths of Herod's madness. However, to truly understand the motivations behind this horrific act, we need to delve deeper into the psyche of the king. For Herod, the news of a rival king presented a significant threat to his authority. No matter how he had acquired the throne, the idea of sharing or losing it filled him with dread. The fact that this potential rival was a mere babe made the threat seem all the more manageable, leading him to believe that eliminating the child would effectively neutralize the perceived threat. Thus, what started as a baseless fear snowballed into a monstrous act of infanticide. But Herod's story doesn't end there. As we continue our exploration of his life, we discover more facets of a man driven not only by fear, but also by an insatiable lust for power and a desire for immortality. To truly understand Herod, we must look beyond his infamous massacre and examine the full scope of his reign, his accomplishments and his crimes, his loves and his losses. A man of contrasts, born into a modest family in the ancient kingdom of Edom, Herod's journey to becoming the infamous king of Judea is a testament to his ambition and adaptability. Despite his non-Jewish lineage, Herod identified strongly with the culture and religion of his subjects, demonstrating a remarkable ability to blend into different environments. Herod's rise to power was marked by strategic marriages, most notably to the Hasmonean princess Mariamne, cementing his connection to the Jewish royal line and allowing him to successfully claim the throne. However, his path to the top was not without its obstacles. During the tumultuous period following the death of his father-in-law, King Alexander Jannaeus, Herod found himself exiled. This setback, however, only fueled his determination, setting the stage for his eventual return to power and the commencement of his notorious reign. Under the watchful eye of the Roman Empire, Herod ruled with an iron fist, maintaining order and stability across his vast kingdom. His legacy includes impressive building projects such as the renovation of the Second Temple in Jerusalem and the construction of cities like Caesarea Maritima, architectural marvels that stand as testaments to his ambition. Herod's personal life was marked by both love and tragedy. His relationship with his wife, Mariamne, was passionate and enduring, producing 5 sons who seemed to ensure the continuation of Herod's bloodline. However, his sons, rather than being his heirs apparent, became victims of his paranoia, with 4 of them meeting a violent end at their father's command. Mariamne herself also fell victim to Herod's fears, executed along with her mother on charges of plotting against him. Despite these personal tragedies, Herod continued to rule with an unbending resolve, expanding his empire and solidifying his legacy as a powerful monarch. Yet lurking beneath this seemingly invincible ruler was a man plagued by a crippling fear of losing his crown, a fear that would eventually lead him to commit one of history's most horrifying atrocities. As the tale of Herod unfolds, we encounter a man of immense capabilities and questionable morals. His administrative skills were top-notch, keeping taxes high and revenue streams steady, ensuring that the wheels of his kingdom kept turning. Moreover, his understanding of the importance of strategic alliances led him to forge connections with powerful figures like Cleopatra and Rome, bolstering his position of power. In fact, it was under his patronage that Alexandria saw its golden age, a testament to his ability to foster cultural and economic growth. Additionally, Herod's military prowess should not be understated. He effectively expanded his dominion, incorporating regions like Galilee and Samaria into his kingdom, showcasing his strategic thinking and ability to engage in warfare. However, despite these accomplishments, it is crucial to acknowledge the darker aspects of his personality. His penchant for deception and manipulation was legendary, employing strategies like sowing discord among his rivals or feigning illness to outmaneuver them. Furthermore, his record of executing family members, including his own sons, reveals a disturbing pattern of behavior driven by an insatiable lust for power and a morbid fear of losing it. But it was his treatment of the common populace that truly paints a grim picture of Herod's character. His paranoia often led to the unjust imprisonment and execution of citizens, creating a climate of fear and oppression within his kingdom. The infamous massacre of the innocents, where he ordered the killing of all male children under 2 in Bethlehem, serves as a chilling example of the depths of his brutality. The root of this monstrous behavior can be traced back to Herod's deep-seated insecurities. Despite his many accomplishments, he was haunted by the fear of losing his crown, a fear that turned him into a tyrant, willing to sacrifice the lives of innocents to protect his throne. Herod's paranoia and megalomania were not confined to his personal life or his treatment of his subjects. They also manifested in his grand building projects. The renovation of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, while an architectural marvel, was also an opportunity for him to insert himself into religious iconography, having his name inscribed on a stone tablet placed within the temple walls. Similarly, the construction of cities like Caesarea Maritima was as much about showcasing his power as it was about providing new homes for his subjects. However, despite his efforts to leave a lasting legacy through his building projects, it is his role in the events surrounding the birth of Jesus Christ that truly cemented his infamy. The story of the Magi visiting Jerusalem in search of the newborn king of the Jews triggered a series of events that would forever tarnish Herod's name. Upon hearing of a possible rival to his throne, Herod's immediate response was to order the execution of everyone he suspected of involvement in the plot against him. The fact that Jesus was merely a babe did not deter him, revealing the extent of his paranoia and ruthlessness. While the story varies across accounts, what remains constant is the image of a king driven to extreme measures by his baseless fears. In the end, Herod's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the corrupting nature of power and the dangers of unchecked ambition. His legacy serves as a dark stain on the annals of history, a stark reminder of the lengths to which a paranoid ruler can stoop. Herod's story resonates even in today's world, serving as a reminder of the importance of ethical leadership and the consequences of prioritizing power over the welfare of one's people. As we reflect on the life and times of Herod the Great, we are confronted with a complex and controversial figure. On one hand, he was a capable administrator, a skilled politician, and a patron of the arts and culture. On the other hand, he was a tyrant, a murderer, and a man consumed by paranoia and lust for power. Herod's story raises important questions about the nature of power and its corrupting influence. It also highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of ethical leadership. Moreover, his infamous massacre of the innocents serves as a grim reminder of the horrors that can unfold when fear and prejudice take center stage. In the tapestry of history, Herod's story is a dark thread, but one that serves a vital purpose. It reminds us of the fragility of peace, the importance of justice, and the need for compassion and understanding in our world. By studying his rise and fall, we can better understand the complexities of human nature and strive to create a better future.